You think everyone should know about you and your clinic, but truthfully, no one knows you exist. I work here, this big building. I've got an office out the back, but when I tell people about it, they have no idea what this building is, even though it's on a busy street that everyone drives past, because they got to drive past here to get to the train station to catch a train up to London. It's a busy commuter place. No one really gets what's going on here. So why would anyone take notice of your clinic if you're not doing anything to promote it and let more people know about it? See, here's the thing. This is like me saying my office, this is my little office behind me, saying that everyone should know about me, but no one does. And it's the same with you and your clinic. And this is what I found from two clinicians last week when I was speaking to them, is that they both said the same thing. And bear in mind, they were on completely different continents, that they said they were good at what they did. They could get people results, but people had no idea that they were there. One of them was even on a busy high street, and she said she'd talk to people all the time and say, oh, I'm the chiropractor, whatever she was, on this busy high street. But people were like, oh, I didn't even know you were there. And she would be like, but you walk past it every single day. The instinct can then be just like an emotional one to blame the economy, blame the location, blame people that they should know about it. But if you're not doing any marketing, then no one will know about you, even if you are on a busy high street. Because you can walk down these busy high streets, we've got it especially around here. You can walk down these busy high streets and you're gonna see shops closing all the time. Like, that's just part of the high street. Why are they closing? Many different reasons, but if they're not marketing, it doesn't matter if they're on a high street. If there's nothing to pull them in, no one's gonna come in. And that's especially true, like you see these shops putting a lot of effort into their shop window display, but as a practitioner, we generally don't do things like that. It's gonna be maybe your logo and maybe a bit of frosted tinting over the window so people can't see in all the time, which again makes it especially bad because then you need to do more marketing. So the issue isn't necessarily an emotional one or anything like that at all, but it's just a maths issue. Let me show you. Because if no one knows you exist, then your clinical skills are actually completely irrelevant. If you're not actually having someone come in, then you can't have anyone to treat. You can't have anyone to do your profession, to do your skill with. This is why it is just a math issue. Because traffic equals clients. The more traffic someone gets, being people, the bigger the audience, the likelihood that someone will be able to see more people and use their clinical skills massively goes up. Now, a crucial thing of this, you could be the worst clinician in a busy town full of desk workers, let's say, accountants, let's use accountants. Because accountants have money and are sat at a desk all day, right? We all know that. So let's say you're the only chiropractor, you're the only MSK professional in this town of 50,000 people, and they're pretty much all desk workers, all accountants and parents. All pretty broken, okay, but got a bit of money. You're gonna clean up. It doesn't matter if you are a terrible practitioner. You will still be completely full if you can market yourself properly. So the busiest clinics and the quote unquote best clinics aren't necessarily the ones with the best practitioners. They're the ones who are best at getting people in. And this is then when I speak to some clinics, and I was speaking to this one lady last week about it, who she said that she was posting on social media, but she was doing like 2 posts per week. That's not posting on social media, let's be honest. If you want to get more people in, you would make that a priority. You would make it a priority to get more traffic, to get in front of your audience more often, which would mean doing a daily post. I'm not going to beat around the bush about this. Like, if you want to grow, if you want to get more people into the clinic, you've got to do things which will get more people to know more about you. That's as simple as we can make it. And don't worry, I completely get it. And I understand your point of view that at college, they taught you to treat, not get more people. Maybe they spent a lesson on it, like one seminar on it, but they didn't actually show you real world examples. And to be honest, I've seen this from businesses who actually show people as well. So back in the day, well, a few years ago, I used to work for a company who was the biggest personal training, Pilates type training provider in the UK. And what they even did to help their new personal trainers in terms of like getting new clients was ridiculous. And I had a thing with the C-suite level about it, because they said like one of the ways which these people could get personal trainers in their marketing course was through billboards, like these big ass signs. No one ever does that. So even these training providers, they don't even know how to do it, let alone when you're at college. Secondly then, throughout the years you're at college, which is a long time, you're taught and you learn to speak to peers. You learn all this jargon, and therefore a lot of people then worry what their peers will say when they are just trying to speak to patients, because you feel like you need to stay up with saying the right type of things because you don't want to be judged by your peers. And I completely get that. I understand why, but it's got to take this certain type of training to bring yourself out of it. Because yes, you still want to hold like you're the doctor frame, but we also just want our patients to feel understood. And then secondly, the other thing which I hear often is people have no idea what to post about online. So then their content just feels the same. So they end up feeling nervous and not knowing what to do. So they post stock images or try and generate some AI images, or go on Canva and generate some nice templates on there. Or maybe they try doing some videos, but they're just of the exercises that people should be doing at home and shouting about all these different things that people should be doing. But that maybe doesn't feel like your brand, and 100% don't do that type of stuff. So here's what we can do instead. There's two simple fixes. We make you findable and understandable. Findable, the simplest way in which we can do this right now is just to run some ads. It's where we're going to get the most eyeballs on you and your content, regardless if you're on a busy high street or not. It's just we need to make sure that people are seeing you, your message, and building trust in you, because that is how people build trust. That's how we bridge the gap between a stranger and a client, is bridging that gap of trust. The second thing then is making you feel understandable. What I mean by this is talking to the patients using their patient language. You don't need to be shouting or creating all these new exercises that people have seen 100 million times. Instead, just use the language that they say to you and relay it back to them. And to be honest, you're probably already doing that. Because when you're doing a sales, an initial consultation with someone, and they're talking to you about the issues that they're dealing with, being, I can't pick my kids up without back pain out of the cot, and then you just relay it back to them, that's how they build trust in you, and then that's the content that we can just create, because then you feel relatable to them. And that's the simple solution to it all. So if you want me to actually just show you what to do and use AI to make this a whole lot easier, just go to the link in the description and I'll show you how you can get started.